it was announced earlier this week that WWE Raw has found a new home in Netflix. That's right. It seems as if they have inked a 10 billion, my bad, a $5 billion deal slated for 10 years. The deal is valued at approximately $500 million per year. This will be the home of Monday Night Raw in the United States. It also will serve as the home for WWE's premium live events for territories outside of the United States. So UK, Germany, all those guys will be getting WWE PLEs via Netflix. Now, an interesting filing that was released, that was a very, very key detail about this deal, is that the deal, even though it is for 10 years, after 5 years, Netflix has the option to either cancel the deal or renew the deal. So this could be a 5-year deal. This could be a 10-year deal. This could also be a 15 to 20-year deal. But nevertheless, it's a massive deal. Obviously, is a big increase from the 265 million that they are receiving from the USA Network for Monday Night Raw. But without further ado, I want to know, Mo, how do you feel about this move and about this deal?
I think this is pretty amazing for them, just because I know, like, maybe 2 weeks ago we was discussing, like, what if they use Amazon and how,
Yeah.
like, we have pros and cons for it. But like Netflix is such an easier transition because, like, who doesn't have a Netflix account or who isn't borrowing someone else's Netflix account?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's quite an easy transition. The only con I could possibly think about is, does this mean they're gonna get on watchwrestling.com's ass? Does that mean that's kind of where I've been getting some of my playbacks for pay-per-views and stuff like that? But you mentioned that it's for outside territories and
Mhm.
whatnot. So that's the only business that they're currently hurting. I wonder if they're gonna put a paywall or something behind those websites now that you have this
Yeah.
on Netflix. So you can't just tell me they're going to go in with Netflix and those other websites won't be affected. But I think it's pretty awesome, and I think it works mainly because I know a lot of people that just don't have cable anymore. It's just not regular. Like growing up, yeah, everyone had cable.
Right.
Team Optima over here. But I noticed that over time, a lot of people are just cool with just having Hulu or having Netflix, and Netflix is obviously the more popular one. So I think it's a huge deal. And I don't see how it could possibly fail because WWE is like knocking it out the park currently with what they got going on, and I actually really do feel like people are going to tune in, adults and kids, likewise, because kids even know how to like operate through like Netflix and stuff like that. So yeah,
Absolutely.
good for them. Honestly, good for them. What do you think about it, Jordan?
I think it's phenomenal. Obviously, I don't mean to say that I told y'all so, but I told y'all so. As far as WWE going with a streaming service, I feel like this is the way of the future for a lot of sport related companies. A couple of interesting statistics. One of the things that I think added to the fuel, the fire of this particular case is the NFL. The NFL playoffs are happening right now, and they had their wild card game on NBC's Peacock, which averaged about 23 million viewers. Now, when we hear that number, that's a number that we really only think of when we think about cable in like the 90s or even the early 2000s. So the fact that they were
Right.
able to get those type of numbers on a streaming platform shows you that the momentum is shifting. And I believe that a majority of people, like you said, aren't really on cable like that. They're really streaming and they're consuming content through these streaming services. Another thing to note, because I had to do the research. Another thing to note is that as of the third quarter of 2023, Netflix has 247.2 million paid subscribers, which means that their reach with those amount of subscribers is going to go a lot further than probably what it was on Peacock. I think Peacock has something like 77 active or 77 million paid subscribers. So we're going to see a very, very big uptick in reach. But I think this is an amazing deal. Obviously, I think WWE is kind of leading the charge into the future. They kind of have their programming set for 2025 or and beyond, because now not only is Netflix Not only is not only is Monday Night Raw headed to Netflix, but we also know that NXT is headed to the CW. We also know that SmackDown is headed to the USA Network. So WWE's locked in. They got their media rights situation settled. Also, I think this is great because it also sets the table for AEW. We talked previously about WWE and Warner Brothers potentially having a deal, but now that this Netflix deal is in place, WWE's deals are set. They're out the way. And I also believe that if WWE is commanding anywhere between 400 to $500 million a year for Monday Night Raw, I think that AEW can probably ask for a bigger number as well. I could see them getting 200 million for AEW Dynamite, and I think that that can position AEW to be profitable, for this year and beyond. So I'm very, very eager to see what comes of this on the AEW side. But I think that WWE has their table set, and this deal is just historic in so many ways. But we want to know how you guys feel about this historic, groundbreaking deal. Be sure to leave a comment below and let us know how you feel. But we're moving on